Good afternoon, everybody. This is Oscar Garcia from Business to Go TV. Today I want to make sure that we do a video segment where it teaches you about design and ordering your printed materials with the right bleed. And what does that mean? Well, I'm in Photoshop right now. And let's say that we're starting a business card. Number one, your resolution needs to be 300 dpi. Now, why not 72? 72 dpi is web. 300 dpi is print quality. So unless you want your images to be tiny, you do not want them. Now, a regular business card is 3.5 by 2.0 inches, right? If you measure a business card, you have 3.5 inches in width and 2 inches in height, or vice versa. Obviously, if you go vertical, then it's the other way around. Now, we're not going to get into that. But what is bleed? Well, I want to show you this right now. I'm going to start a new file, and this is my new file, right? And for sake of argument right now, I'm just going to bring up one of my clients, good friend of mine, and I'm going to bring up some of his designs. Now, in his designs, we have quite a bit of different aspects of what we did for him so far. Right now, I'm just going to bring up, here we go, a banner. Now, when you're bringing graphics over to your canvas, this is the canvas. The canvas is made to be exactly 3.5 by 2 inches. So if I bring over, for instance, his logo, here's his logo, I'm going to put it right in the middle. But let's say I want a background. Let's say I want this background that's a gradient background, right? And I'm going to put it right behind his logo. So I'm moving my layers over here. I'm going to stretch that out so that way it can cover the entire canvas. So as you can see, this is the beginning of a business card. Now, I'm going to bring over the last elements. Let's say I want this car here. And let's say I want this jet here. And I'm going to do one more thing. I'm going to bring over his title. Obviously, a business card without the company title is not a very good business card. Here we go. I'm going to push that above his logo, and one more. There it is. So here we go. So his title is Éxito in America. And I'm going to scale his logo. Now I'm going to do one more thing. I'm going to watermark his logo. So I'm going to duplicate that layer. I'm going to make it grow. And I'm going to watermark it, meaning I'm going to put it back here. And I'm going to put a transparency on that design. Now, let's say that that's my business card, right? I left it like that. Now, you think you're print ready, but you're not. What you need to do is you need to add bleeds. And what bleeds are, let me tell you what they need to be first. Your canvas size should be 1/8 of an inch bleed all the way around. Now, how do you do that? Well, you add 0.127. So if you add 3.5 plus 0.127, you get 3.627. Now if you add 127 to the 2 inches, you get 127. You get 2.127 here on the height, and again you get 3.627 on the width. That is bleeds. Now what does that mean? I'm going to show you this by bringing over my guidelines. What we just did is we added this section up here, so that way the computer, not only the computer, but the printer knows to cut that piece off. So here is what we just did. We added this much bleed to the business card. Now, why do we do that? See this background design? If I would not put a bleed, then that background design might get cut off. In other words, and let me just put a white box to indicate where it might get cut off. Your design might look like this. It might look like it had a white border because the printer doesn't know that you want the design to bleed all the way out from the card. And the card is really everything in here. This is really your business card. There is a guillotine, a cutting device that cuts and trims the entire business card. So that's why you want bleeds. You want the bleeds at 0.127 all the way around. That gives you an 1/8 of an inch bleed on both sides of your design. So here it is. It's a good indication of exactly what you're going to get if you add the proper bleed. So that's bleed, and you do that with everything: brochures, folders, everything out there. And what I'm doing right now is just for example's sake, I'm making sure that I stretch out my background, so my background's all within the bleed. At that point, what I suggest is you flatten your image. You make sure your image is in the CYMK format, because printers use CYMK, they do not use RGB, and you save it as a high resolution JPEG or a Photoshop PDF. And that's how you submit to a printer. Hope you guys learned something. We'll be going through this over and over again with different products. Thank you.